Good morning, Nova Nation. It's WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski here at the Wells Fargo Center in South Philadelphia. Villanova looking to start off the month of February with a victory against the Creighton Blue Jays coming up at 1 p.m. on WXVU here in South Philadelphia. Villanova, they ended their month of January losing 4 of their last 5 games. The only exception or the only win in that 5-game stretch was against Providence right here at the Wells Fargo Center. Despite it being a very close game down to the wire, Villanova was able to hold on and pull out the victory with a second-half comeback. So Villanova will look to get another victory here at the Wells Fargo Center this season. Villanova overall this year, they are 12-9 with a 5-5 record in conference play. And Villanova won their first 3 games to begin 2025 in January, but like I said, losing 4 of their last 5 games, including a loss to Marquette last Friday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a blowout loss that Villanova suffered in that game. They allowed more than 50 points in the second half. Jordan Longino had a career-high 27 points, though that was the positive against the Golden Eagles. Eric Dixon had 18 points, including 15 of those points coming in the second half. So Villanova looking to get back in the win column, and when you look at their March Madness hopes, their chances have really plummeted over the past couple of weeks. So Villanova, they need some some good wins, some quad 1, quad 2 victories, and it would start here with a win against Creighton here in South Philadelphia. As for the Creighton Blue Jays, they come into this game with a record of 15-6, but they have played really well in conference play. 8-2 so far against Big East competition. Their only 2 losses have come against Georgetown, which was a long time ago early on in December. They also lost to Marquette. This Creighton team, they have won 6 consecutive games, and you look at their schedule, the way that they struggled in non-conference play back in November and even in December. They also lost one of their top scorers in Pop Isaacs, who had hip surgery in early to middle of December. They have really played well, though, in Big East play, and heading into the season, I thought Creighton had a great opportunity to actually win the conference. And even though a lot of the conversation has been about Marquette, has been about St. John's, and in good reason, both of those teams being ranked in the top 25, this Creighton team, they are just 1 game out of first place in the conference. So this is a team that can play really well. They're a really balanced team offensively and defensively. When you look at the numbers, they average about 75 points per game on offense. They'll give up about 68, 69 points per game. Their defense, especially the perimeter defense, has been much better recently, especially against conference competition. But they don't force a whole lot of turnovers. They only force about 8 turnovers per game. So if you're Villanova, you want to take care of the basketball here on this Saturday afternoon. This will be the second matchup between these 2 teams, Villanova and Creighton. The first matchup was back in December, where Creighton defeated Villanova by 7 points in Omaha, Nebraska. In that game, if you remember, Villanova's perimeter defense really struggled. They allowed the Blue Jays to shoot over 50% from behind the arc. So the keys in this game are pretty simple for the Wildcats. Keep Creighton's 3-point success limited. Don't let them shoot 40-50% from behind the arc. And also, too, like I said, they don't force a whole lot of turnovers as the Blue Jays. So for Villanova, you want to take care of the basketball. And also, too, all eyes will be on Villanova in the second half of this game. How do they perform down the stretch? They have struggled, especially defensively, to close out games. That will be something to keep an eye on here from the Wells Fargo Center. Some players, of course, for Creighton as well. Ryan Kalkbrenner, we know how good he is. He's averaging more than 18 points, 8 rebounds per contest. But they also have players talk about how Pop Isaacs has been out. He'll miss the remainder of the season. But Stephen Ashworth has been really good in his second year with Creighton. He's averaging 16 points per game. And also, Jemiah Neal has really been the biggest or the most important pickup for this Creighton team in the offseason. He's a transfer coming over from Arizona State. He's averaging more than 11 points per game, shooting 35% from behind the arc. And Neal, he scored 20 points against Villanova in that game on December 21st. He also knocked down 6 threes. So when you think of Creighton's 3-point success against Villanova, where they shot 55% from behind the arc, Jemiah Neal was a big part of that. So Neal would be my player to watch especially, but always a great battle when you have Ryan Kalkbrenner and Eric Dixon, 2 of the best players in the Big East, 2 of the best players in the country, going at it here at the Wells Fargo Center. Coach Neptune is 2-4 all-time against Creighton. Let's see if he can get his 3rd win. And Villanova, they desperately need some quad 1, quad 2 wins, and it'll be a good way to start off the month of February with one here today against the Creighton Blue Jays. Tip-off here at the Wells Fargo Center is at 1 p.m. Our WXVU pregame coverage will begin at 12:30 p.m. Stephen Kane, Ryan Scanlon, and I will have the call. We'll see you then, Nova Nation. From the Wells Fargo Center, I'm WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski, and as always, go Cats!